So today I'm going to give you an extra video. Yesterday I discussed the troop withdrawal, and so I want to give you some of the reasons why I think we got to be really careful about going to war. I'm going to give you a personal story. All right, I was in Kandahar, Afghanistan. That place is it's nuts. And I was working at ECP, entry control point, meaning the only thing separating Afghanistan from the FOB is me and my team. One day, I believe it was in June or July that year, we got shelled really hard on that ECP. It's like over 100 mortars. We just got shelled really bad. And so we all went into our little up armored vehicles and we just waited it out. And the following morning, so because we worked basically like night shifts, it was like 12-hour shifts, like rotating shifts. So following morning, I'm walking. And mind you, the sand over there is like, it's not really gritty. It's gritty if it gets like wet, but it's like real fine sand, like real dusty sand. And so when something lands, it can get covered very quickly. I hear over the radio my friend shouting, McNeil, stop. And I was upset with him because he used my real name over the radio, and you're not supposed to do that because not supposed to give, the Taliban too much information about you. Even though we wore name tags, there were certain, standards that we held, and I was gonna go on the radio and curse him out because I knew that wasn't proper protocol. But I stopped when I looked down, and I saw something kind of like a little bit shiny, reflecting in the freaking sun, because the sun over there is really bright too, and it was an unexploded warhead, and ever since then, when I walk, a lot of people tell me to pick my head up, but I walk and I always look down, so I don't want to die, and so that affects me every day. I'll check under my car, I'll check everywhere, because that's not even experience outside the wire. I've been outside the wire too, but it's kind of hard to imagine one of the most traumatic experiences happening on inside the wire, because let me tell you something. When you get shelled by over 100 mortars and they're all aiming at you, they're missing, but they're all aiming at you, and that they're aiming at you, because if they can take out ECP-4, they got a free shot at the freaking post, and they can kill everybody there. Well, I spent a lot of time trying my best to not think that something's gonna blow up, and it's something that affects me so much, to the point where it's hard for someone who knows me to not notice. I'm a little bit paranoid with things, because being hyper vigilant, it kept me alive. And at one time that I let my guard down, I almost died. They sent out EOD and it did detonate. Just because it landed, sometimes the warheads they don't go off when they land every time. Because mind you, they're not using exactly the most top shelf technology. A lot of it is relatively primitive. I understand that the small arms is basically considered to be like high speed stuff to some people, but it wasn't that. It was scary. I understand that a lot of men have a problem with admitting weakness, but it was petrifying. And I've had a lot of traumatic experiences when I went to combat, and that was just, I wouldn't wish that some of that stuff on my worst enemy. I think one of the most heartbreaking things, man, was when we had a 15-year-old kid shooting at us. And so what we did was we got into our little MRAPs, and I spoke about this in the Walter Wallace case. We got into our MRAPs, and we just waited it out because he couldn't shoot us with a freaking small arm unless he had like an RPG. Then we were gonna light him up then. But nobody wanted to kill a kid, man. So we did whatever we could to avoid that, because we understood that a lot of these kids, these kids, they aren't just doing this because it's fun. They're doing it because the Taliban makes them do it. So we waited till he ran out of bullets, and after I heard about the 16th shot, I'm thinking to myself, okay, he's got to be out by now. And if he's got like another like magazine, then I might die today. So I put on my armor. It was another Marine Corps guy. I can't remember his name, but we call him Lionel. That was his code name. My code name, I used to have a high and tight, so they called me code name B.A. Baracus because I was so tough. I used to wear my little Kevlar gloves, and I used to be a tough fighter. Like, I was known for that. You know, I got into some fist fights, so I was downrange with some unfortunate Talibans, and even one of my fellow soldiers. He was upset because something happened. Something very bad happened while he was deployed, and he was lashing out at everybody. He decided to go and try to fight me, and that didn't turn out well so for him. But we became friends, and I apologized to him because I didn't realize what happened. He lost his mother while he was downrange, and that's why he was so angry. And had I known that, I would have taken a hit, man. You know, sometimes people just gotta vent, and if I could just take a punch, that would make him feel better. You know, I believe in helping my battle buddies that much. If you gotta punch me, just so you can vent, man. I couldn't imagine you're in a war zone and you lose your mother. His name was Lockwood. You know, Lockwood, if you're watching this, man, I'm sorry about what happened. And I'm sorry about your mom, man. I'm sorry for that you had to be in combat and you missed the moments where she passed away. And that's why I think these, you know, that the traumatic experiences, the losses, the cost and the human suffering, I think that's why we should really, really end these wars and really think long and hard before we start another one. Only go to war when it's absolutely necessary because you're hearing the human cost. You know? And for the first 3 months when I came back, I wasn't back here. I was still there. You know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I was still there. You know, it's hard to turn it off sometimes. But I found ways to cope with it. I do a lot of exercising now. You know, I used to be really, really fat, really big. And now I got an 8-pack now. You saw it in one video. So I got my little muscles now. I've got lean muscles now. And I spend a lot of time doing reading, obviously making videos, messing around with my dog who's knocked out asleep because I got to give him 2 Benadryls because he has a skin condition, unfortunately, and he's allergic to a lot of stuff. So I either do that or he's going to break out. But I wrangle wolf hybrids. I try to do the most strenuous, dangerous stuff to kind of like take my mind off it. And, you know, mostly I think I've kind of recovered, but there are still times where it's like, it can be a struggle. And so that's why, you know, I look at a lot of veterans who've lost their lives downrange and who lost their lives to their own demons, be it drug abuse, be it alcoholism, be it suicide. That should bother you, that our finest are suffering like that because of the wars that this country started. If you love the troops and you care about them, you want to support them. Don't support war. If you know of a veteran who needs help, tell them to call the crisis line. Let's try to make 2020 a little bit nicer and 2021 nicer. Let's try our best to prevent veteran suicide. You know, I lost a lot of friends like that. A lot of friends. Sorry, I lost a lot of friends that way. It's not right. I don't want to see dead people anymore. I don't want to get that phone call. Hey, you know that guy from Basic? Yeah, he's another one. Hey, you know that guy you deployed with? Yeah, he killed himself because his wife left him. I remember when I was downrange, I had an E7 type. I'm not going to say his name because of what he did. When he was deployed, his wife decided to leave him. He adopted 2 of her daughters who weren't even his kids, and he put those girls through college. She left him because she said that he didn't spend enough time with her. reason why he wasn't spending enough time with you because he's downrange paying for your daughter's college money. And when he paid for the final student loan debt payment, about 2 months later, she sends him a letter saying that she wants to see other people. He killed himself. I had no idea. If I had known, I would have stopped him. But how could I possibly have known? If he wasn't, I understand that she was a bad person. She's a terrible, horrible person, piece of shit. But I want to believe that if he wasn't down there, maybe he could have done something. He could have saved his marriage, and maybe he would still be alive. Good man. Good man gone too soon. It ain't right. So I do appreciate us withdrawing the troops down. You know, President Trump, I've been hard on you, but good job. Let's just try to make sure we don't lose any more of them, man. I know it's saying selfish, but just for my sake. Because it breaks me down every time I see somebody kill themselves, man. Because I've been there. I know what that's like. I know what goes through your mind. And I wish I could find them all and help them fight the demons, man. I gotta end this video. I can't keep myself together. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you hearing me ramble on here. It was a tough video to make. Because when they announced that, the only thing I thought about was just all the memories, all the friends I lost, good people, and I pray to God I don't lose any more.